The fourth theme is about what we call a new kind of unreality. Basically, postmodernism is, if you like, an era, it's a place or situations where it's no longer that clear what is real and what is fictitious. And I was just showing this short clip, again from a Woody Allen film, but this one is called Purple Rose of Cairo with Mia Farrow.
Boy, I can't wait to get out of these clothes and hit some of the night spots.
Well, children, let's not waste any time. The floor show at the Copacabana starts in 10 minutes, and we're meeting the Countess and Larry Wilde.
Well, I am very impressed. I really am. You have yourself quite a place here. You know, I still can't get over the fact that 24 hours ago I was in an Egyptian tomb. I didn't know any of you wonderful people. And here I am now. I'm on the verge of a madcap Manhattan weekend. My God, you must really love this picture.
Me?
You've been here all day, and I've seen you here twice before.
You mean me?
Yes, you. This is the 5th time you're seeing this.
Henry, come here, quickly.
I gotta speak to you.
Oh, my God! Listen, old sport, you're on the wrong side.
Tom, get back here. We're in the middle.
Yeah, sorry. And after this, I'm showing two different pictures of representations of war, and I didn't tell you where they came from. I just wanted you to watch them. And the first one is
let me know when you gather.
Collateral Murder from
Light them all up.
Come on, fire!
distributed. And then I wanted you to just say which one of these you thought was a more accurate or realistic account of war. And you, few more of you said that you found the first one, the Collateral Murder, to be a better representation than the second one. And I then gave this example which came out recently where Prince Harry talked about his love of playing PlayStation and Xbox, and how for him that was very closely related to playing to be in a war, and that was becoming rather controversial, and a number of newspapers picked up on it. Then at the back of the handout, I cut up a few pieces from Woodrow the Gulf did not take place from it. Again, these are 5 minutes long. And I then asked you what you thought about the text, and I'd say about half of you thought that it was a relatively good and interesting piece. I mean, it is written in a very unusual way, and again, this is one of the things I wanted to do in this lecture, to make you come in closer proximity to the language and the world of postmodernism. And then I gave this another picture.
He's also known for saying that the Gulf War never happened.
With,
what do you mean by that?
Well, much the same thing, that although we're talking here about
So postmodernism has been critiqued quite severely from a number of places, but one of the things that people tend to come back to is the way postmodern writers write, and it's been the subject of much ridicule. And one such thing is something called the postmodernism generators. You can go into a website and you get these mock essays, which are just generated by a series of random words and phrases. So we're looking at that a little bit. And then there's another thing called the bad writing contest, which is trying to give examples from published works where it's written in a very incomprehensible way. Judith Butler, I think, is a great theorist, but this particular sentence may have been written more clearly. And Homi Bhabha is also very famous and pioneering post-colonial research. But again, someone who's been ridiculed a little bit for that writing style. And then the Sokol hoax is basically about a physician who wrote this hoax or mock piece and managed to get it published in a journal called Social Text. And there's a video here explaining that, but we're not going to look at it.
Well, in the midst of this battle,
if you want to look,
there was a physicist of some renown. His name was Alan Sokal.
And then I came back to the question of whether you should view postmodernism as a theoretical perspective, or if you should look at it more as a time period. And someone like Lyotard would say that they go together. Sorry, so I'll just do it again. Yeah, that would be his claim. Then we finished off the lecture with looking more specifically on how postmodernism has been applied in organization studies. The reason I didn't want to spend too much time on this in the lecture is that it is quite clear from doing the reading. I thought it's more important to get a more proper sense of where the postmodernist theories come from and really what they are trying to do. But we're looking at 4 particular works, and you can find all of these in the reading list. And one is Martin Parker. It's a text written in the late 80s, which gives a very good and comprehensive account of the main tenets of postmodernism. And he says it is very important to look at postmodernism either as a time period or as a theoretical perspective. And he draws some conclusions from that. The other one is Gibson Burrell, who also wrote a very nice article trying to look at postmodernism and how it has been used in organization studies. And he looks specifically on Foucault. You also find in this article, I think, a very clear and good account of Foucault, going through different periods and seeing how his work has developed over time. And Burrell is also looking at what consequences Foucault's work would have for organization studies. And then I look at another very central and famous piece, which was published in Academy of Management Review. And what Smirch and Kallis look at is what comes after postmodernism. They provide a nice review of the literature up until that point, and then point to some possible successors of postmodernism, or rather related but partly distinct traditions coming out of that. And finally we looked at Campbell-Jones, who provides a very, I think, comprehensive and thorough analysis and critique of the ways in which postmodernism and particularly post-structuralism has been used in organization studies. So that was mainly